I'm a fear fart now.
That's fine. That's not even a joke. No joke. Every single time I hit on him, he either burps or farts out of fear. And I'm like, I love this. This is wonderful.
Help.
Chaotically Nerdy is made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults for adults and children with bad parents. Adult language will be used and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On this week's episode is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
And me, Gaeta.
Gaeta.
The gayest of Gaetas.
The gayest of Taz. He was pretty gay.
He was pretty gay.
So I know you're not going to pick up what the fuck that is because you probably haven't even watched this movie. I feel like most
To be fair, don't.
to be fair.
To be fair.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. My boss, Alex, does that to me all the time because I say to be fair a lot. He'll be like, to be fair. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So this week, we're going to talk about Gladiator 2. And Ashley's made the script.
Part of it.
Yeah.
I will note that we did not get to finish it yet.
We did not.
We've been too busy.
You ain't missing
Listen,
much.
To be fair, we didn't miss much.
I got to be honest. I, in my brain, have labeled this like the most forgettable movie I've watched. I watched it, and then I can't remember a fucking thing.
We literally just watched it a couple minutes ago, and I mean, yeah. It's basically just copy-paste Gladiator 1.
I don't know if we're going to finish it. I don't know if we're going to finish it.
No, we're not.
Because I'm just going to assume that it ends like with Pedro Pascal still alive.
Nope.
And I know that's not true, but I'm just going to assume that it does. And it ends just like The Mandalorian Season 1. That's it. Yep.
In your head, he lives, it's all good.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
In your head,
And
he goes from Gladiator
Shitty
to...
Maximus replacement, his dad.
Oh, you mean Equate Tom Felton?
Oh my God.
I mean, tell
I
me
agree
I'm
with
wrong.
that. That is so correct.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I kind of see it.
I thought it was Tom Felton for half the movie.
It's Paul
I
Mescal,
thought it was Tom
Yeah.
Felton the first time I saw him, and then I was like, no,
It's like-
no, that's
It's
discount.
like Equate extra protein.
Yeah.
Tom
Yeah.
Felton.
Chomped up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Felton's a slip of a man. He's very slim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Gaeta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Who looks, only we're going to get to that. So,
Yeah, we get to it.
All right. Take us into it, Ashley.
So, if you have not watched Gladiator 1 or listened to our episode on Gladiator 1, we have an episode. Tyler, if you can find what episode that is, because you know better than I do what episode number it is. It was not
Episode
that long
number
ago.
274.
They're not titled like that.
I know.
No.
Also, we don't have that many episodes.
No, we absolutely do.
200?
I think so.
And 74? That'd be 5 years, bud.
Oh, wait,
We've
listen.
not been doing this for 5
Listen,
years.
ready?
Oh, I thought that was a goose outside.
No, it's my chair.
You got one random goose standing outside.
standing out the window.
It's a loud geese.
But anyways, if you haven't watched the first movie Gladiator, it is fantastic. It was produced in 2001. It's another, I think, Ridley Scott film. It's way better than this one by a long shot because this one is essentially copy paste.
Apparently, it's before Ridley Scott became old and useless.
Yeah, for fucking real. I actually have a note on here. Hold on, let me find it. Because it says, Ridley Scott, you silly bitch, the Romans would not take their helmets off.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott, you silly bitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
He really didn't adhere to historical accuracy in the first one. What made you think it'd be better in this one?
because I know for a fact that this one they had a bunch more historians that were actually
The cinema.
I know, and this is a problem that I have with history being retold in cinema a lot of the times is that the truth of what actually happened is probably crazier than what you're actually displaying.
So crazy, you wouldn't believe it.
It's like
For
science
fucking real.
movies. They're not narrated by Hank Green.
Oh God, I wish.
The title of the episode is I Like the Man Meat.
Oh,
Gladiator review.
That's
Something
okay.
you said.
That's
probably.
That's okay because we were watching something with Hank Green earlier today, and the title of the episode, which if it's on the YouTube Shorts, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't. There was a YouTube video that I posted today about hot elephant testicles.
Yeah. Hank Green,
And Hank Green narrated
I mean,
it.
yeah.
And he was really excited about
savior
it,
of
too.
the universe. Fuck you, Bill Nye. I'll take Hank Green 35 times.
Exactly
you,
35
Bill Nye.
times.
Yeah, every time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we digress. Back to the topic at hand. So yeah, one of the big problems that I have is that if you have the ability of maintaining historical accuracy and making a good fucking story out of it, do it. But this is not that. So Gladiator 1 takes place at the end of the reign of Marcus Aurelius and the beginning of the reign of Commodus, where Commodus dies in the film. And then we come to Gladiator 2, which takes place 16 years later, and it follows a man named Hanno, who, as we will learn later, is not actually specifically just Hanno. He is another person entirely, but this is,
Can I test your Roman knowledge real quick? 'Cause
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. It's Marcus Aurelius, Commodus, and then we're jumping 16 years, and it's Gaeta and
Caracalla. So,
who was between that?
well, I can tell you that Gaeta and Caracalla's father was at least one of them, who is Septimius Severus.
Okay,
So the Severan dynasty,
not Snape.
no,
I was gonna start
No.
singing the song.
Snape, Severus Snape.
Dumbledore.
Thank you.
Well, that tangented. All right.
Thank you. But I know
We got to make the episode interesting because the movie's not going to fucking do it.
Not, no. I know that Septimius Severus was at least one in between. I don't really remember the period between Marcus Aurelius and Septimius Severus because there was not a lot of interesting
In this
things going
period of emperors, though, I find it hard to believe that any of them ruled for 16 years.
No,
It's
no.
like 4.
No, I don't.
Well, there's one year where there's 5 emperors, right?
That's the year of 4 emperors,
4
and that was before
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius and Hadrian and Trajan and
Yeah.
yeah. I will look it up. I don't have that answer
Loud
for
as
you.
fuck. Somehow.
Ooh, how
time I
dare
don't have
you
it on
have your phone on? Ooh,
This is a movie theater, damn it.
bitch. Marcus.
You didn't see the pre-movie credit?
Yeah, you didn't see Nicole Kidman telling you to shut your phone off?
No.
Oh, is that what it is now?
That's what it's been at AMC forever. Like, for probably like 6 or 7 years.
I've never paid attention.
Okay, so in looking it up, let's pull up the Roman emperor list.
It is long.
It is not that long
And, I mean, it is.
compared to Egyptian history, which I
Not
have down
Egyptian
to like
history,
32.
yes, but I
yeah,
mean, that
the
was
first
like
32
4
dynasties.
billion years.
Okay, it was approximately 4,300, but thank you.
That's a lot.
What I said.
4,300 billion years? Jesus Christ.
Yes, that's exactly what I
That's
said.
a long time.
Older than the universe.
You're telling me.
Egypt's been around a long time.
Predates the Big Bang.
Originally ran by microbes.
All right, so it goes Marcus Aurelius, Lucius Verus, Commodus, Pertinax, Didius Julianus,
Wait a minute.
It
P. Diddy was a
is.
Didius.
That's some
it's
fucking
technically
baby oil
Didius.
everywhere.
it's technically Didius, Didius Julianus, and then Septimius Severus. So between Marcus Aurelius, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish emperors.
So, yeah, but they were 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pertinax, actually, I think from what I'm
Isn't
seeing.
that the dragon at the top of
yeah,
the mountain?
yeah.
Parthenax.
That's Parthenax.
Don't you get his name wrong. He deserves all the goodwill and hopes we give him because so many people killed him.
Pertinax.
I done it on a run.
Fuck you.
Pertinax holds the record. He reigned for 2 months and 27 days. 2 months and 4 days.
I don't know if that counts.
It does, apparently. So Lucius Verus was 7 years, 11 months. So let's call it 8 years. Commodus was essentially 13 years. So we're at 21 years. Not even a year. So 21 years.
Oh, okay.
Between, 21 plus the 17 for Septimius Severus. So we're way above the historical accuracy at this point anyways. We haven't even gotten 2 bullets in. This is great.
Yeah, sure.
The movie was not that great, so I'd rather talk about the history anyways. I will say, though, in the opening scene when Numidia is under attack by the Romans, those ships are fucking gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
Actually,
sure, the CGI is
really
kind of shitty a little bit on them, but for the most part, the ships were actually really pretty. They were really well done, too, like historically, from what I could see, being a non-maritime.
That's a nice trireme.
It is.
It's a nice
It
trireme.
really is. But
Ram me with a trireme. I've been living with Jamie too long now, and I just have those.
do you want me to make a regular comment that I would normally make on a podcast in open forum, or do you want me to maintain my silence and not hit on you openly and freely?
You can ram me. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, I was like, you can write me.
I knew what you were going to say. Yeah. I'm going to fear fart now.
That's fine. That's not even a joke. No joke. Every single time I hit on him, he either burps or farts out of fear. And I'm like, I love this. This is wonderful.
Help.
It's your body's only way of yelling.
But yeah, so this takes place, like I said, 16 years after the death of Maximus and the Commodus on the same day, according to the movies, anyways. It takes place as the Roman Empire is trying to continue its expansion, which, cool, that wasn't really a thing, but, oh, sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to knock that over.
Okay.
But I noticed immediately that a lot of things were very similar and literally copy paste from the original movie. Like, wasn't Maximus given a piece of cloth? Was it Lucilla's cloth or was it like his wife's cloth?
I forgot.
The little like ribbon bullshit, or was that Spartacus? Because I mean, they literally took Spartacus.
We talked about this while we were watching it,
Yes.
and I was pretty sure it was Lucilla who
I don't-
gave him the cloth.
I don't really remember any cloth giving.
this place.
It might have been Spartacus, which I mean, the literally down at the bottom, I make a comment that
Which Spartacus? There were thousands.
the one with Onomaus.
Oh.
The-
Okay.
Yeah. The blood and whatever.
Yeah.
That one.
The-
The more recent one.
The one with all the sex.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. The one that I was
Yes.
subjected to watching multiple times because my ex-husband really liked that show. Yeah, that one.
You just wanted to watch porn.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because I seen part of that.
It
when
was-
I stopped watching.
It was blood porn and porn. Yeah, pretty much. That's the whole show. But this movie felt a lot like a combination of Spartacus and Gladiator 1. They used a lot of people that I'm just like, oh, okay, I recognize that person. That's great. That's not going to change the longevity of this movie for me because again, there was so much stuff that they just copy pasted from the original movie that I was unimpressed.
If it works, it works.
Yeah,
Until it don't.
It doesn't work.
That's what you said. It says right here, TV knockoff version of Gladiator and Spartacus.
Yep. I mean, hell, Hano, the main male character, looks like the Equate version of Tom Felton.
Yeah, it's exactly what you wrote.
Literally. Yes. I will say, though, that Daddy Pedro Pascal was kind of nice.
Yeah, we all love Daddy Pedro.
We do love Daddy Pedro.
Yeah.
I refer
Last
to
of
him.
Us is coming out soon.
I refer to him as Daddy
2
P
weeks.
down the page. So
See, and I read that as P. Diddy, and I was like, he does not have morals.
no.
He has-
No,
he has
not
lube.
not P Diddy, P Daddy.
Lots of lube.
Lots and lots of lube.
Master P?
Master P. Ugh. All right.
Again, Ridley Scott, you silly bitch. The Romans would not take off their helmets. And this is in reference to when they are actually storming Numidia and they are getting the tower to drop its gate. And Pedro Pascal just kind of casually takes his fucking helmet off
says,
and throws it.
"Whoa."
And what?
I already do one series where I have to wear a helmet the whole fucking time. You can't see my face. Not this one. Whoocha.
He said, the people want to see
Now
it.
people want to see it.
But I mean, they wouldn't be doing
I
that.
do remember
They'd
him
be
speaking. I'm like,
protecting their
that was.
dome.
I remember him taking his helmet. I'm like, why would you do that? That's dumb.
Why the fuck would you protect your dome? Literally, put your cape back on.
Weren't they
private.
firing arrows at that point,
Yeah.
like at the ship? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like,
I'm just gonna take this off for the magnificence
Yeah, like
of
a
it.
bride taking their veil off.
Oh God.
Okay. He's like, I want to give him a fresh target right here.
Also,
Look at it.
during that scene, let's be really, really honest. No one is surprised that she fucking died.
No.
No. I saw that shit coming from like the minute we met her. I was like, oh, she's gonna die soon.
Yeah, of course. It's like, oh, we need some sort of character motivation, tension between these two characters. Oh, yeah. Okay. Set it up. Nice.
So the next bullet on my list was something that you actually commented to me about the combat.
So comparatively, so when you watch Gladiator, like the first one, right, the good one, the combat, though it is still movie combat, it feels way more realistic than this does. This is really quite movie garbage things. You can literally see one of the ones that I noted was really bad was when they're attacking Numidia. The main character, what's his name?
Hano, Paul Mescal, Lucius.
Yeah, whatever.
We had to
Hano.
name off
Hano.
6 names.
He stabs someone up next to the wall, and he literally hits the wall like a foot away from the guy, and the guy goes, oh, and holds his stomach, and then falls over.
Yeah.
It's real shit. It's really bad. It feels like early 90s B movie medieval combat.
Yeah, that's accurate.
It's really not good.
They spent all the money on the ships, so they couldn't hire a combat director.
They
Ridley
spent
Scott
so much money on
In his advanced age, couldn't see that on the screen. He was like, "Yeah, it looks good to me."
Looks fine. It was
Great.
It's a cash cow.
they had to pay all of the actors.
That's true.
Yeah.
Too much.
That's
to
true.
milk it.
Denzel definitely got like
To milk it.
$25 million to be in this movie.
Yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
To milk it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Speaking of milking it, Numidia lost. No one is again surprised. This movie is also really boring still at this point. I was very bored with it.
well, it's like at this point they just don't have any build up.
There was
there's
no-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing happening.
There was also a comment that you made that there was no character development whatsoever. We literally didn't know Ravi's name, who was the medicine man, up until 10 minutes ago?
At least about 20.
20. Okay, so 20 minutes ago.
The only person that I have any feelings for is the leader of Numidia. And that's because he was in Gladiator 1. And that's it. Hano, because I don't know who it is yet, I have no reference for caring about this guy at all. He doesn't have any actual real interactions with anybody else in the show. So outside of his wife, which is very basic, I will say, like they don't have a sex scene at all. It's not even... They don't even make it to 1 minute, let alone 4 or 11. Like, it's just not...
11's too much.
11's way too much. Well, 4 is way too much.
It's like 6 times. Jesus.
That's more oomph than I got in me.
But
can give
I
you
will
3.
say, I'm going to tangent a little bit. I will say this for Corey. Tyler, I'm sorry we're so hard on you, and I'm sorry that you deserve it.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I know you don't. But Corey needs to hear it because he feels bad, I think.
We all think you're a bitch, though. He agrees to it.
Well, I'd like to apologize whether I mean it or not. It's up to you. No, I just don't feel like they're developing anyway. Yeah, the Gladiators don't get any real development. Like the big guy from the first one, I don't remember his name. That eats this part of his soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the black guy who's actually the leader of Numidia. Like, they just don't have any real development. There's some real development for what's his name, the drunk guy that died in the middle of making it.
Oh. I don't know his actual.
He was the one who owned Maximus, right? Yeah. He had development, and even Denzel doesn't have that much development outside of the fact that he sells people.
I'd say it's more like
off for nothing.
he reveals his true intentions. It's not really development.
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
It's just hey, I'm going to fuck you over.
It's just like, here's why.
No. It's the opposite problem where a lot of times they will tell you. This show tries to show you who the characters are instead of tell you, like like make some sort of exposition out of who the characters are, like verbal exposition.
Yeah.
This show doesn't do either one. It doesn't tell you who the people are, and it doesn't show you who the people are.
No.
Until like halfway through and you learn a little bit and you're like, oh, he's kind of sneaky. And then and he doesn't do anything. That's it.
Well,
He does do some stuff.
yeah, you didn't get far enough.
Meh.
Because he does.
I mean,
stuff,
up to that point.
Yeah,
he
up to
doesn't
that
do
point he
anything
did.
else sneaky outside of that up until this point, and then it's just not.
Pretty much after that point, he starts being real sneaky.
Real cunty.
Yeah.
It's a good little
The latter half is better than the first.
for
I wouldn't say better.
entertaining. I don't know. It's Denzel being Denzel.
Yeah.
Well, that's entertaining.
Speaking on character development, though, this message is personally aimed at Joaquin Phoenix. I would just like to tell you, sir, that your personality has been split in two. One is gay and a twink, and the other one is taller and also gay and a twink. And they're the emperors, Gaeta and Caracalla, and I fucking hated them immediately.
You're supposed to.
Yeah, you're.
I think it's Gaeta.
It is Gaeta.
He looked very fucking like the first time he popped up. I was like, holy shit! Did they just de-age Joaquin Phoenix?
Well, I was actually looking at his attire, and he's dressed more like a Roman woman than he is a Roman man. Because you can see he's got massive dangle earrings. Massive dangle earrings. So he is intentionally dressed very femme.
The other interesting thing about this, when you first see the emperors, right, and they show you going up to it was the Senate building, right? Show you going up to the Senate building, and they see the steps. When you first see the Senate building in Gladiator 1, it's like this big pomp and circumstance thing where they're really showing off, and it looks really glamorous and like the glory of Rome type feel. When they do this, it just feels kind of like, oh yeah, here it is.
You seen it the first time,
Yeah,
bitch.
you don't need us to do that
I would say
again.
probably that part of that's probably just the difference in set design in the past 25 years. One's more practical, and they probably used a lot of CGI backgrounds to just fill that in.
Oh, God.
I'm sure it feels less real.
We're going to get to the CGI baboons.
But like they also don't film things at the same angles. They don't get like into low angles that make people look more authoritative. They're all doing it at the same angle every time when they film anything.
Something
weird.
that you brought up was not only was there a lack of pomp and splendor and pomp and circumstance with everything that was going on, you also made a note that the attention to detail and the camera angles were hot trash.
Well, I mean, it's just simple like filmography stuff. If they can't get the right angles, they can't give you the right feel.
Yeah.
And because like if you want to give someone like the emperors of Rome an authoritative feel, if you want to give a building a like big austere authoritative feel like they did with like when they showed the Colosseum the first time in Gladiator 1, it gives it this huge feel about it because they gave it a low angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually show it in the opening credits when they open up the movie.
Yeah.
You get basically a
Recap.
painted recap of the previous movie.
And
it pops up on the Colosseum, and you can see it at a distance.
There's kind of like a stylistic, like almost art to getting the angles right for the camera. And if you don't get it right, it never works out right. It doesn't have the same feel.
It's weird because it's the same director. Like
that's what's weird.
It's weird. Like normally, if this would happen, it'd be because there's two different directors that have just completely different art styles. But maybe his art style has just changed in the past 25 years.
Yeah, but
Which it probably has.
I mean, to a degree, but
yeah, it just doesn't. I don't know. It feels more like a Zack Snyder movie. It's just all flat, all the same. Everything's the same. Everything's worth the same, and that's partly because of not just the angles, but also the attention to detail in certain things, like people's clothing and stuff is not.
Do you know what else
not
really
there.
bothered me? The fact that they used actually relatively decent looking animals. Like, sure, they had to do some workup with the animals in Gladiator 1, but we went from having queer giraffes to awful CGI baboons, and I fucking hate it.
yeah,
I fucking hate it.
The freaking baboons. I spent like a good chunk of the time looking at them and like, because I was catching glimpses of them. And there was one shot where it was like over his face. And I was like, it's supposed to be a wolf or is that supposed to be a baboon?
Well,
Like I was just looking at it weird. 'cause
I I actually think their CGI was based off of the werewolves from Harry Potter.
I can see it.
Which is like a wolf baboon. That is
Yeah.
true.
It's kind of like
That was
Oh,
the
that
immediate
sucks.
thought that I had. I was like, oh, look, it's Remus Lupin on all fours.
Have you taken your potion tonight?
No.
Let me go try and kill these kids that are here twice.
Yeah.
But you know, at least Daddy P has morals in the whole movie. Somewhat. Somewhat Daddy P has morals. Because he doesn't like Gaeta and he doesn't like Caracalla and he doesn't like the things that they're forcing him to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't like listening to the screams of the women and
children.
wives and children after they took over Numidia.
Yes.
I'm not sure that really grants him moral, but
I
it's
mean,
definitely more than the
what Gaeta
emperors.
and
More than
Caracalla
everybody
have,
else
yeah.
has.
Yeah, more than everyone else.
I just want to point out too.
That's why they're called morals.
Better morals.
Not lessels.
I just want to point out too that this movie,
boo.
this movie,
Boo.
I can get a boo out of anybody. I'm happy. You didn't hear what I said, did you?
No.
I said that's why they're called morals and not lessels.
fuck you.
That's why I booed.
Go fuck yourself.
That's why I booed.
You little shit.
I love it.
I'm not in on this.
Yeah, you are. You were shaking your head. I just have no proof of it because we're not a video podcast.
I would just like to point out too, by the way, that the the description of this movie claims that Caracalla and Gaeta were twins. They were not.
Just brothers.
They were just brothers.
Yeah.
They were only a year apart, 11 months apart.
Oh, they're
in
Irish
age.
twins.
They're Irish twins. But they are not twins.
Someone just read it and
Someone-
skipped over that word Irish.
Yeah,
Like, they're
fucking-
twins.
No, someone said it, and then someone else didn't hear the Irish part.
Bad game of telephone.
Yeah.
Maybe I just
Telegraph.
From. Okay.
Carrier pigeon.
Caracalla was born April 8th, 188, and Gaeta was born March 7th, 189.
Well, happy late birthday and happy early birthday.
Yeah.
Bitches.
Well, they're dead now.
They're
so
dead now, by a long shot.
I'm not going to worry about it.
What the fuck is with the singing? This is in reference to when they go to the party where Hanno and what's his face random ass gladiator fight in the middle of all of the patricians in Rome. And there is a person who is dressed up. It might have been one of the emperors themselves, dressed up, and they were standing there singing in Latin. And it was very Fifth Element.
I don't remember.
Like the
The
Fifth
alien
Is that
Element
where at
opera
the end of the
scene.
party he like says the poem to him? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, this
Oh, man.
was this is when we were first going
Okay.
into the party
That's
when
right.
everyone was coming in and they were like introducing people. You literally pan over. It might have been Gaeta, it might have been Caracalla, but it was somebody that was definitely dressed like one of them that was standing there singing, and it was awful.
It sounded like a weird falsetto
Yeah, it was weird.
type singing. It was not great. Maybe it was a castrati. Could
Maybe.
be. Snip.
Maybe.
Snip. No balls.
So obviously they have parties and there's a couple of things that happen in between, but it's really not that important, and that's kind of how I feel about this whole movie. So we're gonna move on to what the fuck is with the fake door. Those mechanisms did not exist.
I don't think those types of mechanisms existed, at least until the late medieval period.
Yeah. They didn't. I don't
No.
think. Do you know what I'm talking about? With she pressed on a stone, Lucilla
Yeah.
pressed on the stone and it opened up a door and she went down. That wouldn't have been a thing.
right over my head, I guess.
And people get a lot of their information on what could be when from Assassin's Creed, I think.
Also from movies and TV, which is why those inaccuracies bother me as much as they do. Because now people are going to go around and be like, yeah, they had hidden doors in the Roman world. And I'm like, in what fucking multiverse are we talking?
All of them.
Fair.
That's bullshit.
Ridley Scott's multiverse.
Yeah.
So the Scott-verse.
Yeah, you're
Ridleyverse.
just wait for Gladiator
The
3,
Ridleyverse.
made by his decaying corpse in another 25 years.
2050, here we come.
Yeah.
So it is revealed in the movie that, and I mean, we've kind of danced around this for a little bit, but Hanno is Lucius, who is the son of Lucilla, daughter of Marcus Aurelius, and Maximus, which
Was
Legally,
like
Varus.
vaguely hinted at in the first movie.
Legally,
Yes.
it was
Vaguely.
legally in Rome. He was the son of Varus.
Yeah.
legally, yes, he was the son of Varus because
It's Lucilla's first husband.
Although
who
this
died.
movie doesn't really like care about that. He's like they're like he's Maximus's kid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at that point, Varys has been dead for a while because Varys died before Commodus did.
Yeah.
It was before the first movie.
Yeah. Because Varys was supposed to take over for Marcus Aurelius when he died, but in the process, he died before Marcus Aurelius, and then Commodus had to step up.
Probably Commodus had killed him too.
Probably, yeah.
He was jealous because he was having sex with his sister, but he couldn't. Yeah.
Fucking Romans.
Bama.
It was Jarrett that killed Varys.
I didn't care.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It was incest.
I don't care. I thought it was funny.
That's fair.
It's like she's like, ew. He's like, ugh. Let me at. I'm also sick, so that adds to it.
Jesus.
It's the way I wish we were a video podcast just for the fucking hands up.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Tell me I'm wrong. That's exactly what he was like.
Shut the fuck up. Don't be so loud about it.
Don't have opinions. Fuck you.
Don't be so loud about it.
All right.
A quote from Gladiator 1 that I brought over because I didn't say it as far as I saw. Rome is the mob, right? Rome is the mob. Do you know what Rome is the mob of in this movie? Poor people.
Yeah.
Rome is the mob of poor people, which is basically just America 2.0 or 0.5.
Probably
'Cause they came before
0.5.
us.
It's beta. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beta Rome.
We're
We're 2.0.
Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. But yeah, in the movie, Lucius, a.k.a. Hanno, makes a comment about this city is infested. And yeah, we can very clearly see that, that Rome has devolved considerably since Marcus Aurelius. And it's a gross fucking place with greed and with poverty and both.
It's also gross. Like, actually gross.
Yeah.
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 I also think it's a little bit of like rose tinted glasses. Like there wasn't greed and poverty in Marcus Aurelius's reign. Like
No, there was.
Yeah,
There
it's more
was.
like, oh, yeah.
It was just Marcus Aurelius also had the support of the people and the army and the Senate, because he himself made a lot of programs and a lot of pushes towards making sure that the populace was kept, maintained, and well maintained. Where Gaeta and Caracalla in this do not.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, we literally modeled most of our nation, even the way we build like state buildings, after Rome.
Yeah.
I mean, we are Rome 2.0.
Yeah.
Rome, this is like Rome 1.0. There's a 1.5 as well, which was the Holy Roman Empire, and they kind of sucked.
They were neither holy nor Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
They were German.
Yep.
But they had Kaisers.
Wilhelm?
Well,
He was the last one.
Caesar, the actual way to pronounce it
Kaiser.
is Kaiser. Yeah.
It's Kaiser. And that's where we
in
get the
Latin.
word czar and Caesar and there's a couple other ones. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Anyways.
El Presidente.
Yee.
Yeah.
Yee. And the reason I say it's not important is because literally no character development in this movie was also important. Much like my comment.
Well, and as you go through, I realize why that's happening. It's because they already have a lot of characters that they're pulling back into the show.
Which I get, but there are plenty of new characters that they could have done.
There was opportunity there.
Something for.
Yeah. It's not like it's really just super difficult to do that either.
And who is to say that we couldn't take the pre-existing character development that we were given in Gladiator 1 and expand on it? Like, that's a thing that we can do. Why did we not do that?
Well, I agree. Totally. I do. I see why they didn't. I don't agree that they shouldn't have. I think that was
It's
silly.
understandable, not forgivable.
Exactly. It's a problem with a lot of more recent movies,
Yeah.
is that they just don't do as much character development. So they don't give me a reason to care about the characters when they do go through problems, when they do lose, when they die. I just don't care about them because I'm like, why does it bother me?
Movies like this are the exact reason why I prefer reading over watching. Because in movies and film, you're given a set amount of time. In books, you are given no limit. Minus what your publisher tells you that you
your
have a limit
editor and
for.
publisher usually give you like, whoa, we don't need 500,000 words, bud.
Which I get.
But it's a lot larger limit
Yes, it's a lot.
Yeah.
by any means.
It's several 1,000-page limit versus a 2.5 hour, 3 hour movie.
And there weren't that many words in the first Gladiator movie, to be honest.
Oh,
No, and they did a much better job of making you care about the characters in it and making you hate Commodus. Gaeta and Fuckboy are...
Caracalla.
That's it. Caracalla, which is probably Latin for fuckboy.
Caracalla was actually a really, really important Roman emperor for a very specific reason, but go on.
Fuckboy. It's just that they don't hate them as much. They're just annoying. Really. Commodus gave you reasons to hate him. He killed Marcus Aurelius. He is really fucking weird about his sister, and he threatens a child. And then he's an asshat to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, Gaeta and Fuckboy aren't doing that. I mean, they're just being annoying. Being annoying and crying about weird shit. Like, really strange. But
I thirst for blood was the feeling I got off of Gaeta.
yeah.
Here's your fun fact, by the
Nepo
way.
babies.
Here's your fun fact, by the way. Caracalla is very important to the Roman Empire in that he gave citizenship to everyone that lived within Roman territories. Do you know why?
Why?
Fucking taxation
it's,
purposes.
taxes.
Yeah, so he could tax the shit out of everyone.
I thought you were going to say he gave chlamydia to everyone.
Probably. He is the inventor of chlamydia.
Yeah.
John Williams, founder of Jizz. Caracalla.
It's actually nicknamed Emperor Chlamydia.
Caracalla, the progenitor of
The creator of
Chlamydia.
chlamydia.
I think the reason Gladiator 1 works much better in this movie is because there's one singular antagonist, and it is Commodus.
Yeah.
Whereas this movie tries to set up 3 different
Yeah.
antagonists
Tries
between
to set up.
Pascal, Denzel, and the twins.
Yeah.
Like they all play an antagonistic role at some
Yeah.
point in the movie.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to like,
You don't know who to hate.
yeah, you're dividing up the audience's attention on who is the bad guy here instead of giving them a singular bad guy.
I mean, that can work in some movies, like mindfuck movies, like
Sure.
like Shutter Island, or other things like that. Like that can work in those movies. It does not really work that well in a historical action flick.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like pretty straightforward.
Action
like,
flicks in general kind of need like one
more
bad guy.
straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need like a big bad, and then you need like a
a mini bad,
You could do
like
two.
a goon.
like a mini boss, and
Like goons.
A goon.
Literally goons. Like I'm thinking of Power Rangers with Ivan Ooze.
Well, like if you think about it, like let's say like Kingdom of Heaven had 2 general bad guys that they set up, and it was
That's also a 3.5 hour movie.
I know, but Salahuddin and Guy de Lucian, they were both bad guys in that, and they did a pretty good job in that. But they didn't even do 3 in that one.
Yeah.
yeah. Hi.
Hi.
We're talking about Gladiator 2. Sorry.
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. It's a better movie, honestly.
We're talking about better movies to watch.
I'd rather watch that again.
That's saying a lot. I just want to make a comment that during the film, we also see a rhino come out, which, by the way, the rhino CGI wasn't as bad as the baboon CGI by a long shot, but it was still not great. I would like to point out that, riding a rhino like that, I don't think so. I don't fucking think so.
Why not?
Because rhinos are really flighty, and they will freak the fuck out.
This one's been trained.
It's been domesticated.
Yeah,
I
domesticated.
didn't see any blinders.
Okay, but here's the thing: is like the Romans never tamed or say never. They usually never domesticated any of their animals because they knew that they were going to die by a gladiator or natural causes. So like,
But having said that, animals are generally a lot better at attacking people they want to attack than...
that rhino would have gored the fuck out of that guy the first time he ran into him.
Yep.
The first time.
Yeah, because they're generally pretty good because they fight each other, right?
Rhinos are super aggressive. Rhinos can't see that well.
Yeah.
Rhinos will fuck your shit up.
And it's really, like, if you were to ride a rhino, I don't think you'd be able to control it very well, even if it were somewhat trained.
No. Rhinos are wild animals. They'll do
Yeah,
whatever
at
the
that
fuck
point
they
you're
want.
just riding.
You're
the
just
thing,
along
and
for the ride.
you're like,
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
And he was seemingly in control of that rhino, and that's not how that works.
It's kind of cool, though,
Yeah.
to think about, but it's also very not realistic.
The thought that I had while I was watching that scene was, oh, look, that's the thing in Conan that everyone wanted,
Oh, yeah.
where now everyone wants to ride the elephants too, which, I mean, yes, count me in. Count me in. It really kind of solidified the whole idea, because I'm pretty sure the Lucilla is Marcus Aurelius' daughter and Daddy P's wife, Comet is his sister, and Lucius is her son. I don't think that came to exactly this point. Yeah. So the same Maximus sand scene leads up to...
Oh, that's
Yeah.
another thing. He does it like 3 or 4 times in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like, which I know Maximus did it at least like 3 times in the movie, in the first movie.
But that was his thing.
It was his thing.
He did it.
It was just, maybe it was the places they did it, but it was just like, all right, we get it.
Felt
It feels
cringe.
forced.
It was very
Because it
cringy.
was.
But even if it's not
Literally.
forced, if you think about the character, now I care even less about the character because he's just a little boy in a man's body trying to mimic the thing that he saw a long time ago when he was a kid, saying, "Oh, this is cool."
Yeah.
It worked for Maximus because Maximus is still alive.
But I mean, this...
I think at that point, though, he might have been like aiming for death, kind of. Like, he's like, I'm going to take out Daddy P, and then I don't care if I live or die.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, also this exact sand scene was like the first one that Lucilla saw, and this is the one that kind of was important to understanding that Lucilla is his mother, whichever being it wants to be today.
Maybe she was reproducing by budding.
Oh, yeah.
She's both mommy and daddy.
I cannot heavy sigh enough at you. I just want you to know.
You're welcome.
I love you so much, but I heavy sigh in your general direction, sir.
You're the one that married me.
It's true. I actually forced you to marry me, so who's the bitch now?
Got forced you to marry me.
Shotgun wedding, but she was holding the shotgun.
It's true. It's actually true. I don't have a shotgun here in Missouri. It's up in New York. So not quite. But
It's real easy to get one here. It's real easy.
yeah, I know.
Real easy.
But yeah, this is the important scene where we kind of figure out that Lucius is Lucilla's son and Maximus's son, and then we go to an eavesdropping old biddy who basically ruins everything for everyone.
Yep.
Isn't that how
They
it
always
happens?
do.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, it's always the
old,
old bitch.
cranky bitches.
Fucking Karen. They had them in Rome. I didn't
My
even think
grandma
about it.
will hate that joke.
It's fine.
Her name is literally Karen, and she hates it.
I know people.
Does she listen to the podcast?
No, fuck.
Honestly, everyone I know personally named Karen is not a Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
My grandma is only a Karen about the name
term
stuff.
Karen.
Like whenever you're talking, like if someone starts bitching, you're like, "Stop being a Karen." She will get pissed off, and she's like, "It's not fucking da 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 da." And I'm like, "You're being a Karen."
Yeah.
This is it.
And then,
Right
like,
here. Right here.
I just ag it on.
My sister's mother-in-law is named Karen, and she's really nice. She is definitely not a Karen, but
My
her
mom's
name
friend.
is Karen.
My mom's friend's name is Karen, and she is not a Karen by any stretch of the imagination. She's actually a jovial German lady. The more you know.
Jovial German.
She is.
You
Thank you.
should do some more alliteration. Jovial German gal.
Jovial German gal.
Yeah.
That's
Anyways, back
Alliteration, but okay.
to this shitty movie.
It's close enough.
jovial to J.
I know that.
Didn't
Back to,
Jovial.
Govial.
Back to the shitty movie, y'all.
Sorry, we're about done with it.
Yeah.
Checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll synopsize what you guys didn't.
Yeah,
watch.
I would appreciate that because I don't think I'm going to finish this movie, if I'm being honest with you. I will say, though, they also... So one of the things that the Romans were known for doing was filling up the Colosseum and doing naval battles.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really cool touch that they added that. However, and this is my big fucking however, where the fuck are we getting such hungry sharks from? Are they? What kind of sharks are we talking? Are they oceanic white tips? How are we importing the salt water? Because I'm pretty sure they filled that fucking shit with shit from the aqueducts. So where are we getting salt water in order to maintain these sharks?
Epsom salt.
I don't think that's how that works.
It would have killed the sharks
Would
immediately.
have killed the fucking shit out of them sharks. But like,
They're freaking special sharks.
also,
Like you didn't put freaking laser beams on their head.
if you look at the depth of water, right? That would not have been enough space for the sharks to exist in the same space as those ships. There was not enough space by a long shot. I have so many fucking qualms with that.
I
that
also
scene.
completely forgot that there were sharks.
Yeah. Because I have thalassophobia. This is the only reason I remember this is my thalassophobia kicked off when that scene kicked in and one of the gladiators fell off and got attacked by a shark. That is literally the shit of my nightmares. Literally the shit of my nightmares. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they were like frenzied up, blood frenzy.
Yeah.
Like,
again, I do appreciate the touch of a naval battle scene. That one, that's
I feel like the ships
historically-
were too big.
yeah, they're way too big.
Yeah.
It was historically like an accurate thing that the Romans did for their bread and circus, 100%. But when it came to actually importing sharks and putting them in the Colosseum, no.
I've had bread and I've been to a circus, and none of it had a naval battle, and
That's-
I'm upset.
That's hot bullshit for you, bud. Go back to Rome, you'll be fine.
I don't want to go to Rome.
But yeah, that's about the point where we got to. Well, that's not true. We got to the part where Daddy P and Lucilla were being taken away because Gaeta and Caracalla were going to put him into the arena.
I'm glad you said it because I almost said P. Diddy.
Daddy P.
Yeah.
So after that, I remember like two things.
Yeah.
I remember Hano. I was trying to think of his name, and Daddy P fighting,
yeah, they
and
fight.
the Emperor.
Well, you missed the part where Denzel tricks Gaeta into killing, or is it Gaeta? Or is it which way? Is
He
it?
hadn't done it yet, had he? That was after they fought, right?
No, it's before.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
I told you it's a really forgettable. I remember bits and
It's-
pieces. I just
it's
don't
a-
remember the timeline whatsoever.
Literally, if I had not been reading off of this list, I probably could not summarize the movie for
yeah.
you. Other than go watch Gladiator 1, it's a better movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, Caracalla kills Gaeta. That's what it is.
yeah,
And then-
yeah. Because Caracalla's got the monkey.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually accurate. Caracalla did kill Gaeta. Well, he had him killed,
Yeah.
I should say.
No, Denzel convinced him
He's like,
to kill him, and
So,
Denzel kind of did
She's
it.
talking about real life.
yeah.
I know.
so that would
I'm talking about the
be
movie.
211 AD, which is still an inaccurate statement to when all of this goes on because Gaeta ruled from 189, to 211, and then
Yeah.
Caracalla ruled for 6 years after the fact by
And then
himself.
Basically, Denzel, does he kill Caracalla or gets him killed? I don't remember.
I think he killed him.
He does. He kills him because he takes his head and he's like fucking.
No, that's Gaeta's head.
Is it Gaeta's head?
Because he literally, I remember this one. He had pulled it out and says, "I have the other emperor's ear," and like
That's what
pulls
it
the
is,
head out
yeah.
and puts it on the
To
table.
the Senate.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was a terrible, like dummy head. It was so
Oh,
bad.
I love that.
So bad. But anyway, somehow Caracalla dies, and Denzel's like, "I'm the emperor now." Kill Lucius.
Yeah, which in between that, before he kills Caracalla, him and Lucius fight. No, not him and Lucius. Lucius and Daddy P fight, and that's whenever Caracalla tries to get him to kill Daddy P,
And he's like,
and
no.
Lucius is like, "No,
So there's a little bit of a character development because he's like, I won't do it.
Yeah. And then Daddy P gets shot with arrows, doesn't he?
Yeah, the Caracalla is just like, guards, kill him.
Yeah.
They shoot him with like 15 arrows.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Love that.
Fuck you, Boromir.
It's very
Very Boromir.
Was he facing it too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're Boromir, not Isildur then.
I'm also more impressed that Lucius didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Because of the way they were shooting was like in the like.
Yeah, they're
so
like on a platform.
you're Daddy P and I'm Lucius.
Oh
Like
yeah, I'll be your daddy.
I'm facing you, and then he just gets shot all around it,
That's
basically.
bullshit.
And I'm like, hey, he probably would have got at least one stray.
You probably would have gotten a couple strays.
Yeah.
How many arrows? You
I
said
know,
It was a lot.
lot.
It was enough, and he was getting
Arrows.
shot in the back too.
Yeah, I think they were just like the guard that was along the walls of the
Yeah.
Coliseum. They're just like fucking fire. Yeah. Because the whole time they're also like riling up the crowd. And
Yeah.
I like how you did the machine gun fire thing.
And then I think it's not too long. I think it's like right after that, after he has Daddy P killed. That's when Denzel kills him, right?
something like that. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Then they chase Denzel. Then they get chased outside the city.
Yeah.
And then Lucius and Denzel fight. And Lucius cuts off his arm, or it's a forearm.
Yeah.
And it looks real bad. It looks so bad.
Cuts off whose forearm?
Denzel's forearm. He like slices it off, like clean through,
It looks like a ham.
Yeah.
kinda. It was like, and it was so bad.
I hate you so much.
And that's all I remember.
I don't even remember what. I think Lucius.
I don't
just
remember how it
leaves.
ends. Yeah, I think he does. I think he just fucks off.
Oh, that is a fitting end to this story.
I really do.
It's
I think he's just like,
Bye.
Kills
I'm
my
out.
parents.
I'm going back to Numidia. Go fuck yourself.
What's left of Numidia.
Yeah.
He does reveal his identity as the Imperial heir. I guess then he takes over. I don't know.
it's either he takes over or he fucks off. We got no idea.
I was a tad confused, and maybe this is just me. Did he or did he not know that he was the heir the whole fucking time?
He knew.
He knew.
Yeah. Because there's. Did you get to the part where he and his mom meet?
Yes. And he basically
she
yells
gives him
at
the
her
ring.
to go fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah. He knew.
I mean, did he know before that point?
I don't
was
know if
my-
he knew Maximus was his dad, but he definitely knew who he was.
Yeah,
Like,
he
knew
was saying that to get
Because
at
they
her.
met.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically,
Well, I
to tell
mean,
her.
he knows who
you know-
he himself is. Like he knows he is the heir.
He knows
I don't
he's
know if he
Lucius.
knew that
Okay,
Maximus
I got
is
you.
his dad.
I got you.
He might still think
that
he's
would-
yours.
I'm picking up where you're putting down.
That would also make sense for there was a scene where he was in the bath and Denzel was talking to him and he was asking a whole bunch of questions on where he was learning Virgil.
Yeah, like when he learned the
Yeah,
poems
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
It's
So that makes sense.
like, yeah, you got some schooling, bud. And he's like,
Yeah.
yep. Not suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
All right.
Don't be suspicious. Don't
IMDb
be
gave it
suspicious.
it is rated a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes is a tomato meter of 71% and a popcorn meter of 82%, which surprises me. Metacritic score was 64% on it. The popcorn score is probably the most surprising to me, that people were like, yeah, I enjoyed this. Because
I'm not surprised. People are dumb.
We had a conversation with James.
I think it'd be like a fine, like, just movie you have on the background for some, like, background noise action slop. You're like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever.
We had a conversation with James earlier today about his ability to turn off the historical accuracy meter and just enjoy the movie for being a movie. And I mean, I think if I had the ability to separate all of that, and if it was a period that I didn't care about, like Shogun,
Yeah.
right? I'm not into Japanese history for the most part. I enjoyed Shogun greatly.
Yeah.
I am into Roman history. I know just enough Roman history to know that both Gladiator 1 and 2 are problematic for obvious reasons.
The kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I can shut off the history part and enjoy the film. I just didn't enjoy this one.
I shut it off. I didn't fucking care.
Yeah.
It's not so much the history that bothers me, the history problems that bothers me. It's I've seen good movies.
This is not it.
This ain't one of them.
Yeah.
And I've seen good movies. Well, Gladiator is a good movie, right?
Gladiator
But
1.
it's an
Yeah.
entertaining movie. It's very entertaining. It's nice, and it's a good thing.
You sold me queer giraffes is a quote that we literally have said it at work.
It's just the way that they did it. It was really good. So I've seen Ridley Scott be able to do something good. So therefore, he can do good.
Yeah.
Right. So if he does a next thing and it's not good, that's just him being lazy
Yeah.
or not being solid enough with the editors and people over him being like, hey, we need to do it good instead of do it however the fuck you're doing it, because
It's
right
hot
now,
trash
right now the film industry is real shit.
Yeah. And it's not seeming like it's getting any better.
And a lot of these directors that are making movies, I've seen good stuff out of them. Not Zack Snyder. I've seen good stuff out of them.
Not with Tobey Maguire.
No, that's not a director. But no, I have not seen
with
anything good
Tobey
out of Tobey
Maguire.
Maguire. No. Bury the motherfucker. But
Jesus, he's still alive.
then
Bury
all
him
the better.
alive is
Burying him
what he
alive. Boom.
I
Yeah.
was just speaking for you. I
Thank
was
you.
not sharing that
Oh.
feeling.
Thanks for the support.
You're welcome.
But I've seen good things out of them. So if they're not doing it, they're just being lazy, or the film industry itself has gotten their hands so far deep up people's assholes trying to puppet them
Yeah.
that, get your hand out of the fucking asshole. It don't belong there.
I could see.
And actually let people make the movies that are fucking good, because a lot of movies that came out of the early aughts and late 90s were actually entertaining movies. Or even late aughts, like Pirates and shit. Like it could be a lot better, and it doesn't take a lot of effort to not mess with the people making the fucking movie.
Yeah. I can see where like Ridley Scott specifically may have had issues because now it's not as practical. Like there's a lot more CGI involved and things like that. And people probably just come to him and go, yeah, we'll fix it in post. Yeah, we'll fix it in post. And then they don't fix it in post, or he doesn't play as big a hand in it at that point.
I hold this magical theory and thought that fuck CGI.
Yeah,
Go back to practical effects. It looked so much better.
it does.
At least for the majority.
Yeah, it holds up
Yeah.
a lot longer.
Yeah.
There's some things you can't do with practical effects, but
No, you can't. But you can do it well enough that
yes, absolutely. Every time I've seen recently people doing practical effects, it looks so much better. Even though I know that it's a practical effect, it looks so much better because it's not degrading resolution-wise.
Yeah.
CGI
it's not so stark of a difference between real and not real.
Yeah, because it has actual real-life textures.
yeah, CGI is just better as a light touch, just a light
Yeah.
light hand. You don't need to use it for every single shot.
Yeah.
No, and like I brought up with this, the rhino and the baboons, they were god awful.
It's like on Lord of the Rings is an excellent example of this. So every time you see them going overboard with the CGI, it no longer works. And it's been 20 years, 20-something years, and 25 years since
Cave troll and like there's
Gollum, Cave Troll. There's lots of things. Gollum still holds up fairly well.
yeah.
But most of the time when they go way too far in Lord of the Rings, it shows now. It shows hard now. But when they were doing practical effects like with the orcs,
Yeah.
it looks great. It looks fine.
Yeah.
Urukai.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rate it so we can wrap this episode up.
2.
Jarrett.
7. That's only because of Denzel. He adds 2 points.
That's fair.
2.
That's me. 6.5. I will not be explaining.
Me. I will give it a 4.5. They could have done a lot better with this. They could have given me a lot better of a story, and they just repackaged.
You don't need it to be rolled, sir.
They just repackaged Gladiator 1.
It's me. Okay.
What was the number?
It's 17. I don't know. I rolled
3 and 3.
I rolled all of them.
It was actually 3 and 3.
3.
It was going to be an asshole. Just say my
I'll
number
give
again.
it somewhere between 6 1/4 and 6 2/3 because I don't know how much Pedro adds to it.
Now we're doing thirds.
Because they don't really let him. I'll say 6 1/4.
Sure.
Because I don't know how much Pedro adds to it because they don't really let him act in it.
Yeah.
Even with Daddy P.
Yeah. I like Denzel too, but he only adds 1 point for me.
You missed all the good.
Yeah,
Denzel
you did
stuff.
miss all the good Denzel stuff.
Well, that's fair.
Is the last 30 minutes of the movie is all the good stuff.
Yeah.
I should qualify by saying we haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah, you
Me
guys
and
started
Ashley.
out with saying that.
Yeah, so
He
yeah,
wants to reiterate.
it may change if I were to go back and rewatch the end of
Might
it.
go down.
It might change it to a 4.75 for me.
I don't know. If Gated dies, I guess it's fine.
I mean, that might get itself a point
Yeah.
because
All right.
Kate is fucking annoying.
Well, we appreciate you guys listening. Use the link in the description. You can go to our Discord and tell us what you thought about the movie, and if you even watched it. That's the biggest thing.
you
If you
can go
even
watch it
watched
if you want.
That's true.
If you watched it and you're in the Discord, let us know what you thought about it.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
curious about what other shit people have to say about it.
And we will catch you on the next one. Bye.
God, I want my queer drafts though.
Adios.